meeting. I get a call to order and roll call, please.
Elwick.
Here.
Messinius.
Here.
Parmenter.
Here.
Fluhop.
Here.
Raker.
Here.
Stark Mahood.
Here.
All right, say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Riley, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as written?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach. Anybody got any comments, questions, concerns? We solved the mystery of the 1970s truck. Any questions? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now it's time to receive and file communication petitions and remonstrances. Not received anything, nor have I. Anybody? Moving on, now it's time for committee reports.
Okay, Public Safety had 2 meetings before we started tonight, and we discussed the golf cart ordinance, and as we all said, it's as it is. And then we discussed speed limits on 2nd Avenue and 25th Avenue, and that's going to go to the supervisors, because part of that is their roads. Plus, we did discuss going around the corner past the sewage treatment plant with speed limit signs. Things like that.
I love that. Your professionalism is an example
Just
for everybody to follow.
Just wait.
Undeniable. Anybody got questions on that? Fantastic. Moving on to citizens input. Council won't take any action on public comments this meeting, but may do so at a future meeting. So please limit your presentation to 3 minutes. My little pink timer comes out. Is this you guys?
He's on Zoom, actually, the
Okay.
one that's presenting.
All right. So
There he is.
you're gonna have to help introduce him here if you can.
Sure.
I believe his name is Ronnie, and I am.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I apologize. I've never done a Zoom meeting like this before. My name is Ron Dooley. We have presented you guys with a proposal with the Old Main Iowa Braille School and Site Saving School. My company, OSP HPRC Incorporated, actually owns a couple of historic buildings. And it has come to my attention that the building isn't being utilized for what it could be used for. The company that I actually run, we own a couple of different historic locations in Tennessee. And what we do at those locations is we do historical tours, we do overnight investigations, we do what's called after dark tours, which is about an $86 million a year industry, as well as historic tours, as walking tours. We are currently working with the city to take the burden of these buildings off of their tax basis and pay the taxes and do the upkeeps on the buildings. Our latest building that we did was actually in Harriman, Tennessee. It was a hospital. This building was going to be destroyed to the tune of about $6.5 million. We reached out to the community. They gave us a deed in lieu. Basically, they gave us a 5-year opportunity to prove ourselves, to generate sales tax revenue and do upkeep with that building. That deed in lieu has actually been all taken care of. We did it in 2.5 years. The city is extremely proud of what we do. We generate revenue by bringing in people in from all over the country. Last month, we had 125 people who came in to do what we call after dark tourism. Each one of those people stay in hotels in the area, spend money on gas, spend money, all sorts of things in downtown vicinities. We are very aware that you have a historic location called the Horridge House that is doing very similar to what we would do with that giant building that's sitting there vacant right now. And we'd really like the opportunity to go ahead and do something like that with that building. As I said, we have been doing this for quite some time. This is my 9th year of ownership of historical locations. My second location is in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, where a lot of the business owners in our immediate area have seen actual sales tax increases of nearly 60%. And that's from people coming in from all over the country, spending money at hotels, spending money on dining, spending money on gas, and all that good stuff. We as well maintain the property and pay the property taxes and introduce you to pretty much the world. My company works with movie companies as well too, as well as many TV shows and that kind of stuff that will give Vinton a real shot in the arm when it comes to tourism in that area. So we would really like the opportunity and a chance to prove ourselves with that building and see if there's something we can do with it.
Well, super. So, what kind of revenue are you talking like in South Tennessee? I mean,
South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, our one location does almost $1 million a year just in revenue with us. And that doesn't include what the revenue is brought in terms of people doing hotels, buying gas, eating dinner, that kind of a thing. Last year, we had kind of a good example. Last year, we had a movie studio come out. We have a bakery that's down the road from us. They did a year's worth of sales in 3 days. The movie people, the production company that came in, brought about 190 people in, shot a major motion picture there, and the lady was just absolutely impressed with the amount of revenue that we generate. As I said, we bring in TV shows as well too, so you get a lot of national recognition. We work with a bunch of different studios that shoot videos. As of right now, both of my locations in January are being shot for a TV show that will appear at, I believe, Discovery. And once again, that production, once it comes in, we get a big shot in the arm with people coming in from all over the country. Last week, we actually had people come in from England. There were a group of 10 that flew all the way out to visit our location and take tours.
so you would be looking to take ownership of the building?
That is correct. What we did with Harriman is we did a 5-year deed in lieu. Basically, they gave us some qualifications and they did some things that they wanted us to do with the building. That building was actually sitting vacant for 13 years. As I said, it was a burden to the city because the city, was responsible for insurance, upkeep, and all that other stuff. We came in, they gave us a list of things they wanted us to do. We actually exceeded that list in 2.5 years. I can give you references as well to Donna, I cannot pronounce her last name. We'll just call her Donna D. She is actually from the industrial board. We work hand in hand with her, and she is very, very impressed with our professionalism and what we bring to the city.
Well, as you know, we are not in ownership of it right now. It's still in private hands. And that that date is quickly approaching when we have to discuss that. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, but we definitely appreciate that we know there's other options out there.
Very good.
Because when we go into whatever we're going to proceed with come January 1st, we have options.
Absolutely. And as I said, my company we bring people in from all over the United States as well as other countries. So it's like I said, it's a very, very good situation for the city of Vinton. It's a great revenue source, and it also introduces people to, a town that they would otherwise have no real meaning or interest to go to. So it's really, really a shot in the arm for the city, and especially for local tax dollars, your sales tax and that kind of stuff. It really is an excitement. We try and keep the historical part of or part of that building is alive as possible. Which I know I have been contacted by a couple of historians over there who really, really want to get into that building and bring history alive and bring it back again. And that's something that we truly, truly specialize in.
Well, awesome. And we got any questions? Ronnie, we thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'm available anytime if you have any questions for me. Please feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate the time, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So when he gets off, some of the great things would be like if he actually could send over some actual figures and stuff, like
Sure.
how that works out, because it would kind of help for us
Pardon?
to do our research. So,
Oh, sure. If you'd like to get a hold of me as well too, I can give you references. I can give you city council members as well as police chief, as well as the industrial board. They will give you the information that you require in terms of what it has done for the area and what it has done for sales tax and that kind of thing. So yeah, I can do any of that if you need that.
absolutely, if you could get that to Chris, he can get that out to the rest of us to.
Sure.
You have my
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Any other citizens input? Seeing none, moving on to old business. Now I need a motion for second consideration ordinance 1109, ordinance amending parking prohibited.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Andrew. Make any questions on that? Roll call.
Stark Mahood,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Carpenter,
Yes.
Vasinius.
Yep.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Alrighty, moving on to new business. Now I need motion approval of pay estimate number 9 to Woodruff Construction for the wastewater treatment plant improvements.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Riley. We discussed this one, and that was mainly they got most of the precast stuff.
Yes, it was mostly precast.
They made some good headway.
What do you think, Craig?
There's a lot of spin in their tires right now, but
Oh, they are?
it's a little muddy.
I bet it is. Probably lucky they got the precast up when they did.
Yep. Electricians moved in, so they're moving forward.
Good deal. Any other questions? Roll call.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark Mahood.
Yep.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Vasinius.
Yep.
Fluhop. Yes. Raker.
Yes.
Alright, moving on to item.
I missed A on the list.
Well, I already have that one all scribbled out, so I didn't know it was A or B. Anyhow, moving on to the next item. We need approval of the street light bulb banner quote from Tharp Design.
Motion.
Oh, second.
Motion by Zach, second by Riley.
Yeah.
There.
This would work.
I just absolutely love this.
Little slats in it for the wind?
What's that?
No little slats in it to let the wind go through?
No, we'll address that when we talk.
No, absolutely.
Or you guys, here, let's do this.
Put something my way.
Sure.
Well, in the middle of summer.
Sorry, Parn.
There's the problem with that banner.
Can you guys see those at all? I mean, like, is that?
Yeah. That's it.
Alright.
I will just go out and say, I think they're fabulous.
I do too.
So the packet that Scott has put together, kind of outlines the plan for the banners, and what we're looking at. There's a 2x3 banner, obviously is the blue one here. The 2x4 is the yellow one. Our thoughts are that the 2x4s would probably go across the bridge coming into town. The 2x3s would be the ones that would go on the light poles through downtown. The other thing that we are going to be able to do with these is that they're all going to be two-sided. So what you're looking at right here is going to be on every banner so that we can flip as they go down the street, so you get both sides of each one of those. So it's not just one banner on each side. We've got a set of different ones that we would purchase. Obviously, this one would be the first one that we would purchase and put out in the springtime. We're gonna start a banner, pending approval, obviously. We would start a veterans banner program, kind of similar to what Marion has, where veterans can buy a banner that they can have printed, and we would put up during the holiday season. So in May through the summertime, seasonal banners, all that sort of stuff, which would sit alongside with all the flower pots. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. From a cost perspective, Scott laid out what the total cost would end up being, around $16,000. Since we have put this together, we have actually procured some funds from Mike and Cindy Elwick and Alliant Energy to pay for about 10,000 of this.
10,000, yeah, combined with the hot, we have
Combined with
3,000.
hot grant, yeah.
That's hot grant money.
So we've got about another 6,000 that's left to fund this. So what I'm asking tonight, with the kind of on top of this doesn't necessarily, this project doesn't necessarily fall under the jurisdiction of the Parks and Rec Department, but we're kind of taking the ball and running with this so that it can get going and get running. I don't know if it's possible to do a small budget amendment to help us with this, or help us with a portion of this, since we don't have this in the budget necessarily. But we'd like to see it get up and going this spring.
Consider it done. We can make it happen. If council and mayor wishes, we will make it happen.
Chris will have to figure that out.
Yep, I will, if approved, I will come back on how it'd be financed, and also with budget amendment, it would be added in there, so it would just be, it's literally a small budget amendment compared to your
Do
other
we have to do a
amendments.
budget amendment, or do we have the cash flow or something?
I believe you may not have to do a budget amendment because you'd be able to find it within those particular funds. You're not shifting funds around from, let's say,
I was
the water.
thinking like
to
a lost fund, that should have some money in it, that this is not a normally budgeted for item.
Well, I wouldn't say lost. I'm thinking more maybe assurance.
Yes, ensure that our poles are properly protected year round.
Correct.
The other thing too, Scott and Bo over at Tharps are gonna be the ones that install the
The brackets.
the brackets,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we will be responsible for rotating them in and out, our department will, so we've already talked with Scott. We can get use of his, use of the bucket truck to go over and take care of all that sort of stuff, so it won't be any other undue burden on the other departments, so.
So I guess the question at hand is,
Did you have
we're gonna
anything else,
approve the
Scott?
quote, and then.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that a year ago, I think this month, this came from the visioning committee, that presentation, so I just wanna give them thanks for sticking along through it.
So just so I know, the welcome banners, they're everywhere,
Mhm.
then they get changed, everything gets changed to the veteran, patriotic, and then holiday, they all get changed.
Yep.
And your guys' department's gonna take care of it after the initial installation
Yes.
with the streets.
Scott,
Yes.
whose boom truck? Ours?
The cities.
I thought you said Tharps at first.
No, sorry, Scott Meyer,
Okay.
sorry. No, not with Tharps, no.
And they can drive that, they certified or whatever, it's not a.
Brian's driven it before.
That's a them question. I don't know what they have for licenses.
Okay, I'm just,
I'm sure we have enough people in the city that we can make sure we get those up safely and certified, Billy. How's that?
sounds good.
If my people do not have the proper certification, I will make sure they do.
It's just.
No, hey, we dot our i's and cross our t's.
It's insurance and everything.
Yeah, nope, I get it.
No, it's, I like it, like it a lot.
Okay. Roll call.
Hessinius?
Yep.
Raker?
Yes.
Stark Mahud?
Yes.
Harmander?
Yes.
Fluhop?
Yes.
Elwick?
Yes.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I see we're gonna keep trying to fundraise for it.
Yes.
All right, moving on to the next item, non-approval of spray foam quote from Weather Technicians of Iowa for the wastewater treatment plant cold storage building.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Andrew. Ooh, so why am I insulating a cold storage building? Greg?
Make it a warm storage building.
The
We
reform,
put in,
These where the dogs are going?
ran electricity here a few years ago, so it's just a slow process of, we're just gonna keep it at above freezing in the winter time, so like the dump truck or the tractor will start a lot easier. So, another year or so, we'll put in some radiant heat or LB white or something in there just to keep it above freezing, so. Just kind of the thought process there.
we had 4 bids. And
All of them relatively close.
they were very close. The recommended one won out from the second lowest one by $8.
That one is.
Weather Technicians of Iowa.
I think they've done some houses out there in the new development, I believe, somebody was saying, so.
All right, so I got a motion and second to spray foam it for $69.75. You got any questions? Roll call?
Husenius.
Yep.
Stark Mahood.
Yes.
Parmenter.
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Raker.
Yes.
All right, now the exciting part. Now I need a motion approval annual urban renewal report for FY 23-24.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Zach. Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. This is your annual urban renewal report that is required to be turned into the Iowa Department of Management on an annual basis. If this is a rear-facing report for what has been done in the previous year, and the ramifications of not turning that in is you won't be able to start your budget for the next fiscal year without it being at least approved by council.
Absolutely riveting read.
It was riveting to do. It was something. But
Do you do this all in one sitting, or do you take little breaks?
no, I did it all in one sitting.
Oh, bless you.
It's a requirement. If you don't do it, seriously.
I had to take like 10 breaks when I
Yeah.
first opened it up.
Break it up into chunks.
Oh, you think that's something? The next one, you ought to see the spreadsheets I got for the next one. Holy moly! You just get to see the
I'm
finish.
on the edge of my seat. All right, any got questions on that? Roll call.
Raker.
Yes.
Stark Mahood.
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Husenius.
Yep.
Parmenter.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
All right. The most anticipated, can I get approval of the annual tax increment financing report?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach. Go, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. This is your TIF report. Your annual TIF report is for the upcoming fiscal year, where we budget out of the general fund to make the TIF payments. And based off of that, what is before you is the total amount. So 64% of that goes back to Virginia Gay for their cost of the infrastructure cost, while 36% of it will come back to the city to replenish our solid waste fund. If council approves moving forward with this, then the solid waste fund we use for the down payment assistance program will be just right at the halfway point of being repaid of this. So this is the guarantee tax increment payments for the upcoming new fiscal year.
So So nothing out at the Braille School area has qualified for TIF yet.
Nothing yet. No, I've not received anything except for an email this afternoon asking for paperwork. But under state law, that those receipts have to be put in or put back in or requested to the city no later than October 15th. And that's the rub. And that's what's stated in the development agreement, in both development agreements, one with the Braille School and also the one for Anderson Creek.
One of the two actually got them in time.
Correct. And that one, once it was in and it was approved, that's how we were able to kickstart off the annual payments now.
All right, anybody got questions? Thanks for that riveting report.
Oh, hey, I did that one in
Gotcha.
one sitting too.
Roll call.
Hastinius,
Yep.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
All right, now I need motion approval of placement of hanging baskets of flowers as requested by the Vinton Cottage Garden Society.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Tammy, seconded by Riley.
I guess I'm here on behalf of the Garden Cottage Society. Is that it? Garden Cottage or Cottage Garden?
Cottage garden.
There we go, those guys. Yes, the Garden Club.
Any questions?
Make with- Sorry.
We're good?
Good, roll call. Thanks for stepping up.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Hastinius,
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
I just got myself in the Garden Club for that.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Stark Mahud.
Yes.
All right. Moving right into reports, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I'll try to be brief with this. It has come to my attention that when the city purchased the Fisher lot, we wound up with 2/3 of an original interior wall, which is now an exterior wall at the Vinton Title Company. So in the deed written in 1873, 2/3 of the wall went with the Fisher lot, and 1/3 of the wall went with Vinton Title. So now, because of this, I'm just wondering, do I have permission to talk with the city attorney, or is there a field for me to go ahead and reach out to the city attorney to see if we can deed over that wall over to Vinton Title Company? So that way we don't have to take care of a converted, that was originally an interior wall that's now been converted to an exterior wall, and I have that maintenance from here on out. So they can also put up a fire escape as well.
And when me and Chris discussed this, we were wondering if we should just, since that's gonna take up about 6 feet, we figured if we ought to just slice off 6 feet of our lot and just pass it over. That includes 2/3 of that wall, so it doesn't interfere with
Is
their.
that fire escape what they've got out back?
Yeah, but they're gonna have that converted over so they can get on that second story.
Right, but I mean, that's a lot wider than 6 feet.
I don't know. I
I
wouldn't
mean, I've
just
seen
throw
it
in
laying
numbers.
there for the last 4 years.
They have a stairway off the back.
Right, there's a stairway off the back, but there's been
The one that was on there before, they gotta take it off.
there's a metal one there on the ground.
Yeah, that used to be on the back.
I thought they just got that new.
No. That used to be off the back, and they enclosed a substantial stairway. That used to be exposed the elements when they put that on. So then they got rid of that, and they enclosed it. Now they have an actual set of stairs off the back. So they are planning on putting a fire escape on.
Yes, is what their plan is.
There must be for the front part of it.
Correct. There's a doorway that's sealed
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
On the
Okay.
yes, there's a doorway on the second floor.
I was wondering why they held on to it for all these years. Because, yeah, they do have an interior stairway off the back that goes up to the second.
How wide do you think it is? Talking to our attorney on
Looks
what our
wider than 6
options are
feet.
there.
I mean, I don't know, we need to 12. I mean, I'm all about giving the wall up, but why
Do we wanna give up 12 foot of the lot?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how much it would be. I don't think
I mean,
12 would be.
Well, if
Good
they wanna
idea.
use what's down there, I think that one is pretty wide, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's hand down.
Yeah.
I think we'd just rather do an equivalent of an easement. I don't know that we wanna just.
Yeah.
The thing about the easement, I was wondering about, if we
Parcel
ever
that
try to
off.
sell that lot in the future and it has an easement on it, it's gonna reduce its.
Well, if you parcel off 12 feet of it,
Oh,
you're
I
not
didn't
gonna
say
sell
12
that
feet,
lot.
whatever the minimum
So,
amount would be.
it doesn't matter.
If we tell them
more
we're gonna
than-
give them 6 feet,
More
they're
than
not gonna
6,
fit in
less than
6 feet.
12.
No.
Well, if you
I think we
just put a window in that side and stick a rope out it, there you go.
Yeah.
2 feet.
Do that too. Or we could just say we're gonna take our 2/3 of the wall and you guys figure it out.
Well, I guess we need to find out what they're going to use, if they're gonna use what they've got.
Yeah, I know.
Or,
Exactly.
I assume they are.
well, that's what I say, then you're looking at 10 or 12 feet
Yeah.
out of that lot.
I don't know if I'd be in favor of that.
No.
Well, this is what I was talking about.
Because
So they-
this does actually, that lot becomes a little less valuable, because you could not
You
build that
guys
to
don't
that
have to
building.
stay for this.
Thank you,
You
but-
shouldn't feel obligated
I
to
mean-
stay.
So here,
Yeah, the resale of that building takes a little bit of a hit, or that building, the lot, because you can't build up to it.
I realize this is not, an action topic, but I don't think I would be in favor of giving up any of the ground that we just got.
Which would limit them not having a fire escape, which,
Why?
We'll put a spiral on the front.
because it used to be a
Give them
shared
permission to put it-
interior stairwell with Fisher's building.
I know, but I'm saying they're, unless I'm not remembering correctly, the front and back half are the same, they must be trying to wall off the front half and the back half, so there's no access to the stairs on the back of the building now. We should probably figure this out. Yeah, I'm not,
It's been a while since I've been in there too.
I know there's a stairway off the back. I know there's. They
So it sounds
enclosed
like
it.
we need to have further discussion.
They didn't enjoy the
Just
people
see if Dan
going
can
down
come
the
to our next
exterior
meeting.
steps when it was snowing and raining, and they said, well,
Robert.
won't close it.
oh, never mind. I will have Dan come to the next meeting possibly, and we'll just go from there.
And it may not hurt to talk to Doug too and find out what our options are.
Right.
Because even if we do just give up our rights to the 2/3 of the wall, we're not willing to give up any property, so that's gonna be a moot point for what they can do with it.
Like I said, put a spiral staircase up front.
Now, this would have been a good example. They could buy that lot.
Buy that lot.
And do whatever they want on the side of their building.
They could buy it and then donate the other minus 12 feet.
There you go.
What else you got, Curtis?
Wow. I was gonna say, Melissa and I will be at the Iowa League of Cities budget workshop on Tuesday next week, and hopefully we'll be able to get our numbers and everything for our work session. That's going to happen on the 25th, and also just was informed of about a day or so ago that 3 more houses are coming into Anderson Creek as well next week. And 3 consecutive days, one after another. I think it's the 19th, 20th, 21st, I believe, are the days that they're coming in for the houses. And we've been having sewer issues around town, which I can just hand over to Craig because Nate will have something for you for the next council meeting because there's an issue on 3rd and from 3rd and 11th from 11th to Country Club Drive with the sewer lines. There's no sanitary sewer main on that street, and there's Orangeburg up there.
Where are we at?
3rd Street.
3rd Street.
In front of Scott Schlarbaum's house.
Is this new to us? Is this the
Nope.
first time we realized it?
No.
It's been one of the projects we've been talking about getting done, and I sat down with Nate last week about making it a priority, and then all of a sudden we find out sewer collapsed up in Orangeburg.
How many houses does it?
5.
So, what do we do?
How long a stretch?
About
I don't know if this quote says it, but I don't know if it's quite 600 feet from manhole to manhole.
Can't be 600. It'll have to be 400.
yeah.
Why could it be 400?
I think, doesn't the DNR limit it to 400?
Not 300 before you need a permit. That's why I call them 8.
Depends on what he does, I guess, but I was hoping he'd put a manhole on top of the hill and then slope it both directions and connect all the manholes, so we'll see what he comes up with.
But Nate will have he'll be here at the next meeting and have a quote and engineering services agreement, so we could possibly get it done in the spring. We'll have something emergency hooked up for the time being.
How deep is it?
About 11.
It was 9 foot, 11 at the deepest, and then it up at where Scott taps in was just over 11 or 8 foot, and then it gets shallower from there. So it doesn't happen again, which it will happen again. So they could go 10 feet or they could go 200 feet. Don't know until we get down to it.
So you wanna go all the way to 9th Avenue?
The 9th?
Okay, so, question, would it be better to switch it and go to the manhole down by Scott Geisler's?
I thought if we went to the top of the hill, put a manhole, free flow to the west that way, and then free flow to the east down to Country Club. So just kind of make a high manhole. Should be pretty easy to get everybody tapped in. Up to the elevations, of course. But
Well, that's what I didn't know, I mean, if you went,
you're talking to the wrong person.
take everybody
Yes, I want, yeah,
east, take everybody east,
yes, yeah.
then you wouldn't necessarily have to get into that manhole.
Because Scott and his neighbor share a line.
Where's Herb?
Herb shares with Tyler, and then he ties into this line also.
But you'd have enough depth to get all the way down there. Then you wouldn't have to.
But if you put a manhole on top of the hill, you wouldn't have to go so deep as you go through there. And still be able to pick everybody up. That way you gotta, if it does plug, it might fill up and then
Right.
slowly
I'm
up.
thinking about between $100,000 and $150,000.
I'm thinking I could scrape up. I've been doing some looking about scraping up some, I think remaining of the funds.
And that's not included.
5% from last year's bid would be $494,000.
For 600 feet?
Well, he's got 460 feet.
From who?
Our city engineer.
Wow, well, I'm sorry, I did not take engineering fees and everything else.
Yeah, it's gotta be,
I figured $105 a foot for the 600 feet, and then I figured $8,500 each for 3 manholes.
I'll show you this again.
Yeah,
For the
you better
third
show
year
that.
in a row. I'll show you this.
That is all I had. I have nothing else. Thank you.
Are we gonna make everybody tie onto this and
That would be the normal thing, and
pay,
you have an
they pay
ordinance
to
on
tie
that.
onto it?
You have before in the past.
Right, that's what I'm, so they all need to be notified that they will be paying to run a new line out, either that, or we stub it into the curb and tie onto their existing Orangeburg, Scott's, and everybody else's, and then they realize that they have to pay, at some point, they're gonna have to pay to, put a new line in.
Right. And that's what I was gonna talk to Nate about as well. Along with price, but he will have something for you at the next meeting.
Yeah, Scott knows he's gonna replace it up to his house at his expense, so.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Like I said, there's other people along there, and then you split herb and.
Okay, guess we'll wait for Nate then.
That's what I have.
That's it?
That's plenty.
Everybody else,
Scotty?
Doing well on trees, we got about 5 ash trees left, we're hoping to get those done, next week isn't look great weather-wise, but hoping to have all the ash trees done by, Thanksgiving. Still, leaf pickup is still going on.
Thank
And,
you.
we still have 12 trees of different varieties, maples and stuff that we'll do. We'll probably get those done by Christmas, and then, one of the new hires will be starting the Kirkwood class for, CDL. So we'll get him certified, and we can help Matt hang battery painters if he needs to.
When's the last day of leaf pickup?
Whenever it gets really bad, we'll go till we can't. Usually for snow. I mean, it'll get worse. I mean, it'll get to where we just go around the loader and plant them. We won't have this, because the sweeper will freeze up. The Hessman won't pick them up till it'll be somewhat froze down, so. Here shortly, if it gets too cold, then we'll just switch the loaders.
I've just had a few people ask.
Grab piles, so.
Yeah, I still got a lot of leaves on my tree.
Get a better rate on it.
Shake it.
I blew everything down the street yesterday, but they did come by and pick up yesterday too, so thank you. They didn't all end up back in my yard.
You guys did miss some that are in my backyard, but I know I swept out to the front.
I'll drive back there and get them.
And make sure you drive all the way around the house. I appreciate that.
Twice.
And I'm joking, guys. I don't want. Just want to get that on the record that I was joking. So you don't actually. Anything else, Scott?
Nope, that's it.
Chief?
It's that time of the year, we're getting ready for a holiday with the cop. So I'll be visiting each business owner in town, soliciting for funds for that project. It'll be on December 15th, and it'll be at our local Tyson's. So we serviced around 80 kids last year. And the year before we did about 90. We're probably in the 90s for this year. Fortunately and unfortunately, we'll be servicing those kids in our community. So, I'll let you guys know that we are one of just a handful that, as far as the department, that has a drug recognition expert in our department. He spent 2 weeks down in Des Moines for schooling, then he went to Florida for a week, and all that training was paid for through the program. So nice to have that tool for our agency, and plus the surrounding counties and departments that can utilize them as well. So it's a great tool for the fight of against drugs. So another thing that we're doing, we just had a meeting with a representative from ILEAP. It's the Iowa Law Enforcement Accreditation Program. It's coming down the pipeline. It's going to be a requirement that our departments in the state of Iowa are accredited, so they can receive federal grants or even state grants. So we're in the process of that. It's probably going to be maybe a year before that process is done. So we're going through our policies for our department, and just making sure that we're doing our best to be that professional police department for our city. So I will present to council sometime down the road here with a PowerPoint presentation of what the project is and what the accreditation process is, so. And along with that, I plan on having Corey Nesbitt, our school resource officer, come and present. I know he's been busy, and interacting with a lot of kids. A lot of vaping going on in our school, so he's been on top of that, and obviously just being there for the kids. Like today, I think they had a death, I believe, in the district. So just being there for the kids going through that process. So, but that's all I have.
So are individuals able to donate to the Holiday with Cop, or you strictly go after businesses?
No, absolutely. We're open for
Yeah,
any
they're
donations.
for everybody.
So again, we plan on having a high turnout for his kids. So any donation would be accepted. No. Sorry, Craig.
I was wondering, how do you select kids, or do they
Usually, we work hand in hand with our school district. They know the kids well, plus our officers that interact with the kids on a daily basis. We'll add those kids to our list as well, but the school district is very helpful with that. And if we do have enough funding, we do reach out to other school districts just to offer that. I know there's kids in other districts that are in need as well. So.
Super. Matt?
Nothing quite as daunting as what the chief is having, although with it getting colder out, a lot of our outdoor activities are moving inside, so we had to barter a peace treaty between the morning walkers and the morning pickleball ladies. So that was fun. So they could all have use of the skating rink in the morning at times, at separate times where they were being taken care of. So we figured out something there. 2 weeks ago, we started a Friday after class activity, or Friday after class program at the skating rink. So when we have early outs on Fridays, the kids can walk across the street to the skating rink, and we've got free walk-in programs for them. So 2 weeks ago, we did like a Gaga ball tournament, and last week we did floor hockey. Tomorrow we've got dodgeball. So just giving the kids an opportunity to do something else after school in those hours that they would typically not have daycare, or would be at home by themselves or something like that. So we're targeting, fourth graders through sixth graders, third graders through sixth graders, fourth through sixth. So that's been pretty well received so far. The first 2 weeks we've got about 30-35 kids at each session, so we'll see what we get tomorrow. Had a busy fall craft and bake sale at the start of the month. We had 47 vendors, and then we've got volleyball going, we've got construction kids, pickleball 101 starts up next week, breakfast with Santa is coming up at the beginning of December, and turkey coloring contest next week. So, staying busy.
the Friday after class thing? Which I think it's a really neat idea. I was wondering, is there a reason why we stopped at sixth grade?
We misspoke. It's third through eighth.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
so it is
Yeah.
third through eighth.
So I was to say, like 7th and 8th grade, that'd be a good opportunity. Like
Yeah.
right now with wrestling on a Friday, like if they can't
Yeah.
stay at the school while we have our meetings, they could go over there. That'd be great.
It was 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
My fault.
I was thinking it was 8th grade.
Yeah, it is 8th grade.
Super. Craig?
I have nothing fun, but, back up there to East Third Street, how much helping do we wanna do with, like, trucking to keep the cost down? We're gonna supply all the, pipe and the rock. Do we wanna help haul it, or we just wanna pay them to haul it?
Do you have the time to do it?
Well, I mean, we can make the time.
We don't
I mean, one guy, I think one guy could probably. our dump truck.
So since this is near and dear to Ron's heart here, how are we gonna do about making sure it's compacted when they put it back in there?
I don't think it'll be an issue with them packing it, so.
We're gonna be like the other people.
They've done work before, so.
Plus I will be around.
Plus they only around.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna drive right by there.
He does look better.
he just asked me if we wanted to, save a little money, we could, if we had time, that's up to you.
I would say if we have time, but that would be up to you guys to decide that, Chris.
I will work with you on that, Chris.
You want that?
I will work with you on that.
Okay.
I'd
Like
like
we'll
to
be
know-
paying time and material from their dump truck to leave wherever their shop to get here, I'm quite sure. So,
Yeah, they're
Until it
gonna
gets
plan
back.
on 2 trucks and.
I'd like to know how much material's coming too.
I'll work with you on that.
what do you mean, how much material's coming?
Don't want to get too much out there.
Yeah, I'd rather not get a lot
Oh,
for the first dump.
gotcha.
It's starting to
It's starting
creep
to fill
out
up.
there.
Yep.
I don't mind a few loads, but I'd rather stay away from like 20 or something.
Oh, it's gonna be several, cause 4 foot wide, 9 foot deep, and 200 foot long, so. I don't know what that's gonna figure out for loads, so. Yeah, that'll have to, let them know where to haul to.
I thought Wendling was taking some of that recyclable stuff.
Yeah.
And we haul it out there rather than plugging up our yard.
A lot of the contractors are going out there. I've talked to them and they're like, yeah, it's fine, we can go to Wendland, so.
Jake, then, which one's?
High road,
Oh, okay. Okay, yep.
concrete, asphalt, they're taking all of it, as far as I know.
Okay.
And I don't think they're chargeable.
Yeah, cause they just grind it up anyhow and resell it. Yeah, let's not plug up our spot, we don't have to.
That ain't that too much farther out of the way, so. The actuators, we got them pulled off, we end up sending them down to St. Louis, we got them back, got them installed, we got power to them, so now we're just waiting on the company to come in and get them set up for us and get them so we can control them up at the box or down there, I guess, either one, so. The blowers out there at the plant have been, last few years of, especially when it's hot, they don't seem to wanna blow enough air, so we've been fighting them. We've been talking to Jason Morse, he's a salesman, he seems pretty smart, he kinda helped us adjust them, they seem to work pretty good. We was thinking about sending one in. I don't think they've ever been off and rehabbed at all, so I mean, they're talking around 10,000-ish, potentially somewhere in there to rehab, but a new one's gonna be 40,000 if he gets in his junk.
What kind of blower? You don't have to tell me now, just,
Okay, I won't. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I just wondered if it's something that we should be looking around for, because
I'm sure the next phase out there, we'll be updating all that, but
that could be several years down.
that could be several years down the road, and we have issues at times where there isn't hardly any air, don't seem like there's any air going through or enough to keep it aerated, and so then everything settles down, so, I guess with your permission, we'll send one in and just see how bad it is, and, that way we at least got one good one going, so. Removal of the solar panels up on top of the building. We really can't reuse them because of the angle. I talked to Kevin, and the angles is all off to, if we ever wanted to put actual solar panels up there for any reason.
Is he gonna take them off for free?
Oh, of course not.
I asked you that before.
For a crane and a rigger, it's about $345 an hour, but there's only like 6-8 bolts. I mean, they could probably, in a few hours, they could probably have them off and on the ground, and then we would just
And we're taking them offline, other than the fact they haven't worked since they put them on?
Right, I mean, what's the point, I guess what's the point of having them up there? That's just my thought, if you guys don't agree, wanna leave them up there.
I thought we talked about that a few years back.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna pull them off, just to.
Well, we left them on because it didn't cost a damn
I
much to take
think
them
maybe
off.
that's what it was.
I mean,
That's
a lot
why-
of
probably
good
why they're
movement
still
on
up
there
there.
if we, but I assume we can pull the old panels off and take them to the landfill, and then we'd have the framework, cut it up and either scrap it or, there's a lot of good angle line there. Somebody needed some.
I'll get with Chris and find out how much all that's gonna cost before we're going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's solar panels. Oh boy. Okay. How old are they?
1980.
1980, 81.
I think they went in when we built the plant.
Those are
Okay.
obsolete. They did.
And they never worked.
Never worked, so.
I say we leave them.
That's hazardous material.
I've never noticed them, nobody else, you know.
Okay.
It's just extra weight on the roof, but it don't hurt me, so I mean,
Been up there for 40 years. A few more aren't gonna hurt.
another 10 years, I won't care anymore, so. More or less. And then, between the digester and the aeration tank, it's, pretty steep to get up there with a backhoe or a truck if we ever need to pull anything. Talking to Ronnie out there from Pierce Tobin, when he has his bulldozer in, if we were to haul the dirt, we got all that, clay brought in from some of those houses in the new addition. If we would haul it, he said he would, level it out and pack it, and then get it to where we can access the tanks at a little more level instead of a 45-degree angle or more, or whatever it is. He's thinking 10 to 15 hours at, $300 an hour for the dozer and the packer, so. And it'd only be when he's there with the dozer. It's not that, we're gonna have him come in for something special, so.
I'd rather spend my money on that than the solar panels. Why not? Sit kid.
Cheap sheets, seats, and quiet.
I guess I
The adults
noticed. You get solar
Yes.
panels.
Because you don't. If you don't know they're there, you didn't realize we ever had
You raise your
it.
rates. I think that's it.
Are
They didn't even pay for themselves.
Are they like
They never let them.
gigantic and cumbersome? Is there a reason why we can't just take them off ourselves?
Just they're up on the roof. So we just left them.
Come out there, we'll show you.
I'll stop out.
That's fine.
Did you figure out how to make them work? They're brand new. They just never worked.
Brand new 1981.
They're a collector's item now, so.
Oh. There you go. Anything else you guys gonna cost us
I
money?
better quit. You guys are,
Probably a good idea.
your eyes are glassing over. so
Yep,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
stop, so.
Thanks.
You're up, Melissa.
Somebody's got to talk.
We have the 2 deeds recorded for our latest property transfers. So we no longer own that vacant lot next to, the station. And then the house on East Fifth Street has been transferred to, Kirkland. So those are both, back to private ownership. We have final numbers in on our fall cleanup days after all of our expenses are paid. It cost us about $900 plus labor, which is on track to what it cost last year. Numbers were down, but then so were our expenses. So Scott and I think, felt pretty good about that. The other thing I wanted to mention and put a feeler out about was the second meeting in December is Thursday, the 26th. Do you wish to still meet that night? Do you wish to make an adjustment?
I'd rather meet after Christmas than before.
I only ask, so that last week is gonna be hellacious for us in here, and if we need to do payables differently for that week, we need to start kinda thinking about
You gotta get your 1099 set up and everything for the end of the year as well.
Are you saying you'd rather not have it on the 26th?
No, I don't care. I
I'm
I
good
would
on-
just
I'm
like-
good on the 26th.
I would just like to know so we can plan.
Might work, might not.
I'm good on the 26th.
Okay.
I don't have a life, so.
Sounds good.
That doesn't celebrate Christmas.
I do it my own way.
What else?
That's all I got.
Oh, how easy on our sidewalk reimbursement application would it be to just add where it references, per city ordinance? Can we copy paste the city ordinance in there, and specifically the description of the entire sidewalk?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Say it again.
It has to be 100% of the sidewalk, and that has to include the driveway portion. And
And that's how the ordinance reads.
that's how the ordinance is, but our application just says per the ordinance. Nobody's gonna look that up. Nobody did. So,
Makes sense.
doesn't need to be a lot of verbiage, just.
Yeah, that's easy.
So to get the money for the program, you have to meet that ordinance. Okay. Got it.
All right, anybody got anything else? Again, just want to reiterate, if you want to donate to the Holiday with the Cop.
Yep.
Get a hold of Chief, I'm sure he'll take your money, no problem. It's always for a good cause. And Craig and Chris, been sitting in on the meetings on the wastewater plant. You know, we're almost a year into it, and your change orders are still, what, under $20,000?
Yeah, they're not,
They're-
they're pretty good.
And the biggest one was because they had a mismatch on some breaker sizes. That's pretty amazing. I don't know if that's D&K's great job or whatever, but way to keep an eye on. So, great. That's all I got.
Okay.
Anybody got anything else? I need a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach, all in favor?